My name is Dr. Ilwas. I have over 25 years of clinical experience working with patients who struggle with fatigue, rising creatinine levels, swelling, blood pressure issues, and the silent anxiety that comes when a lab report doesn't look right. Today, I want to talk to you about something most people never think about until it's too late: your kidneys. Not in a fearful way, not in a dramatic way, but in a practical, empowering way. Because what I am about to share with you is based on science, clinical observation, and thousands of real patient conversations over the last 2.5 decades. Let me start with something simple. Right now, as you sit there watching this video, your kidneys are working. You don't feel them, you don't hear them, but they are filtering your blood, balancing your electrolytes, regulating fluid levels, managing blood pressure hormones, activating vitamin D, and clearing metabolic waste. Every single day, they filter roughly 50 gallons of blood, quietly, faithfully, without applause. And here is the problem. Most people only notice their kidneys when something goes wrong. It starts subtly. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. Your mind feels foggy. Your socks leave deeper marks around your ankles. Your rings feel tighter in the evening. You're getting up 2, 3, 4 times at night to urinate. You blame age. You blame stress. You blame just getting older. Then one day, a routine blood test comes back. Creatinine slightly elevated. eGFR slightly lower than expected. And suddenly, the word kidney becomes very real. In my 25 years of practice, I have seen 2 types of patients. The first waits until fear forces change. The second decides early that prevention is easier than treatment. Today, I want you to be the second type. Now let me be very clear. There is no magical spice that cures kidney disease. Anyone who promises that is not being honest. But what science does show, and what I have observed repeatedly in practice, is that certain natural compounds reduce inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, support circulation, and lower metabolic burden on the kidneys. When combined with proper hydration, movement, and diet, they create measurable improvements in markers over time. And that is powerful. Let's talk about inflammation for a moment. Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the silent drivers of kidney decline. It damages the delicate filtering units called nephrons. Each kidney contains about 1 million of them. Once damaged, they don't regenerate easily. Protecting them is critical. One of the simplest protective tools comes from something sitting in your kitchen right now: garlic. Garlic contains sulfur compounds like allicin. But here's something most people don't know. If you crush garlic and immediately cook it, you destroy much of its active benefit. The key is activation. When you crush or finely chop garlic, you must let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes before heating or consuming. That waiting period allows enzymatic conversion into allicin. Allicin supports nitric oxide production, which relaxes blood vessels. When blood vessels relax, blood pressure improves. When blood pressure improves, the tiny filtration units in the kidneys experience less mechanical stress. Less pressure means less long-term damage. I have had patients reduce mild hypertension simply by combining dietary changes, weight management, and daily garlic use correctly. Not as a miracle, but as part of a system. Now let's move to circulation and metabolic load. Cumin is often overlooked. Most people think of it only as flavor, but cumin contains compounds that support digestion and reduce oxidative stress. Why does digestion matter for kidneys? Because poorly digested food increases metabolic waste. The liver processes toxins, yes, but the kidneys eliminate many end products. When digestion improves, toxin load decreases. That indirectly reduces kidney strain. In clinical practice, I have seen patients with bloating, sluggish digestion, and elevated uric acid levels benefit from small, consistent changes like cumin seed tea in the morning. Half a teaspoon steeped in warm water. Not excessive, not aggressive. Consistency is the key. Then there is cinnamon, but not just any cinnamon.
Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon, is preferable over cassia due to lower coumarin content. Cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity, and this is critical because diabetes is one of the leading causes of kidney failure worldwide. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, it damages the glomeruli, the microscopic filters in your kidneys. Stabilizing blood sugar is kidney protection. I once had a patient in his early 60s, borderline diabetic, early-stage kidney stress. We didn't rely on one intervention. We reduced refined carbohydrates, increased walking to 20 minutes daily, introduced Ceylon cinnamon into breakfast oatmeal, and ensured proper hydration timing. 6 months later, fasting glucose improved, creatinine stabilized. Was it the cinnamon alone? Of course not. It was the system, the habits, the daily discipline. Let's talk about ginger. Gingerol and Shogal are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Inflammation and oxidative stress are two enemies of kidney tissue. Ginger reduces both. But again, preparation matters. Fresh ginger steeped in warm water releases beneficial compounds more effectively than old powdered spice sitting in a cabinet for years. Patients often ask me, "Doctor, how much should I take?" My answer is always moderation. About half a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger steeped into tea once daily is sufficient. More is not better. The body responds best to steady, sustainable input. Coriander seeds are another underappreciated support. They have mild diuretic and detox-supporting properties. Gentle, not harsh. That is important. Aggressive detox approaches can actually harm kidneys. Gentle support is safer. And then there is turmeric. Curcumin is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in natural medicine. But here is something critical. Curcumin has poor bioavailability unless combined with black pepper or piperine or a healthy fat. I have seen patients consume turmeric daily without benefit simply because absorption was minimal. Add a pinch of black pepper, combined with olive oil or warm milk. Small details matter. Now I want to pause here and address something important. Spices alone do not protect kidneys if you are dehydrated. Hydration is the overlooked daily habit that determines whether these natural supports work. If you drink very little water all day and then consume a large amount at night, you disrupt kidney rhythm. Proper hydration means steady intake throughout the day. A practical guideline for most adults is roughly half your body weight in ounces of water daily, adjusted for medical conditions, but spread it out. Your kidneys prefer rhythm, not shock. Let's talk about sodium. Hidden sodium is everywhere. Processed foods, canned soups, sauces, restaurant meals. Excess sodium raises blood pressure and increases fluid retention. That puts stress on kidney filters. If you use spices intelligently, you can reduce salt dependence. Garlic, cumin, coriander, turmeric, they enhance flavor naturally. NSAIDs are another silent threat. Ibuprofen and similar medications reduce blood flow to kidneys when used frequently. I have seen patients unknowingly worsen kidney function simply by using daily painkillers for chronic aches. Movement is medicine. When you walk, your calf muscles act like a second heart, helping pump blood back upward. Circulation improves, fluid balance improves, blood pressure improves. Sedentary lifestyle contributes to stagnation. 10 to 20 minutes daily is powerful. Let me share a real pattern I've observed. When patients combine hydration, sodium reduction, moderate protein control, gentle daily movement, and anti-inflammatory spices, we often see improvements over 4 to 8 weeks. Swelling decreases, night urination reduces, energy improves, lab markers stabilize. Consistency beats intensity. I want you to understand something deeply. Your creatinine number is not your identity. It is a snapshot. It reflects stress, hydration status, muscle mass, medication use, and kidney filtration. It can improve with the right changes. Fear paralyzes. Knowledge empowers. If you are over 40, annual kidney function testing should be routine, especially if you have diabetes, hypertension, or a family history of kidney disease. Early detection allows early correction. Now let's discuss protein. High-protein fad diets can increase filtration pressure. For someone with healthy kidneys, moderate protein is fine. For someone with early kidney stress, excessive protein may accelerate decline. Balance is essential. Sugar is another enemy. Not because sugar directly poisons kidneys overnight, but because chronic high blood sugar damages small blood vessels. The kidney is full of small vessels. Sleep also matters. Poor sleep increases stress hormones like cortisol, which can elevate blood pressure and blood sugar. Everything connects. In my 25 years of experience, I have learned one thing above all. The body responds to respect. When you give it